Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's third video. We're going to have a look at the weather next 10-14 days for today's third video. Day 10 will take us to 26th of July, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the GFS ECM Ensembles. Maybe on a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that will get us well towards the middle of August. I should get to that for you in a moment. Just say that first. Video release as our 6am UK weather forecast, and we've also released the extended European outlook as well. Check out those two vids if you'd like to do that. Like, share, and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. The GavsWeatherVids, thank you so much, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. Right, let's start on CT. No update from Hadley today. Central temperature still sits at 14.4, 1.6 degrees below 61 to 1990 average. Provisional to the 14th of July. So when that updates, we will bring that update to you. Of course we will. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're looking at London again today. Red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London, starting off just a little bit below average at the moment. We have got quite a sudden warm-up that's taking place, though, at the end of the week. This has been upgraded, actually, over the last 24 hours, and extended a little bit as well. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, really quite warm upper air temperatures appearing. Doesn't last all that long, but, you know, a day or so longer than it looked like it would yesterday. And then see the upper air temperature coming back down again over the weekend, or second half of the weekend and into next week. So cooling back down again early next week, and then hovering very close to the long-term 30-year average. But it just goes to show you, you know, it doesn't take much to start putting up some warmer air from the south. And so, although once this warm-up is out of the way here, once that is out of the way, there's no direct sign of any other warm-ups going on. There may be further warmer interludes, especially through the last week of July, May. There are some quite warm ensemble members appearing through that period there. Precipitation-wise, could be quite a bit of dry weather now over the next few days after yesterday and today's wet weather. We go through towards the weekend and next week, maybe a little bit more showery. I think most rain will be in central and northern regions. Not much sign of any notable rain into the last week of July either. So it looks like we've got a drying and a warming trend appearing here within the GFS ensembles, perhaps over the next week or so. Temperature anomaly from the 16th to 24th of July, a little bit above average in the south. I haven't been able to say that sometime. Nearer normal further north and west. And precipitation anomalies from the 16th to 24th of July. Most areas coming out a bit drier than normal. The latest wind from that from earthnullschool.net shows that we've got low pressure sitting in the North Sea. That's below, but gave all wet weather yesterday and last night. It's pulling away over towards Denmark, and behind it we bring the wind in from more of a northwesterly direction. Okay, let's start going through the chart data then. This is our latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Friday. We're going to find that high pressure is ridging to the south and the east of the country, bringing potentially quite a bit of dry and warm or very warm weather into the south. In fact, it could turn hot when we go from Friday into Saturday. Ridge to the east. Low pressure out to the west, that draws up a southerly flow. That could get the temperature up to 30 degrees, or even a little bit higher than that in the far southeast corner on both Friday and Saturday afternoon. By Sunday, though, that's being pushed away, that warmth is being pushed away as a cold front comes across the country and introduces cooler, fresher air from off the Atlantic. And then next week, we're into those west-northwesterly winds, looking a little bit cool and showery. Icon once more draws up that southwesterly to southerly flow at the end of the week. That warmth is pushed away from Saturday into Sunday as fresher air moves in from off the Atlantic. Early next week, we're into this sort of northwesterly flow, but still with some influence from high pressure from the Azores, which should bring quite a bit of dry weather into the south anyway. The north could be a little bit more showery. The KMA, again, shows that we push the cold front across the country on Saturday, clearing away the warmth and the heat in the far southeastern corner. And then we go into this westerly flow. It's a little bit changeable then through the weekend into the start of next week. Ridge tried to build there sometime around the middle part of next week with the KMA. That's quickly flattened off. We end up going into rather showering northwesterly flow again. The KMA is still not really interested in the weather settling down to any great degree. The GFS midnight run, again, with that high pressure over to the east of the country on Friday. Low pressure is out in the Atlantic. So, yes, we draw up some warmth into the southeast corner at the end of the week. Through the weekend, cooler, fresher air on a cold front or behind a cold front pushes across the country. So, the temperatures quickly start coming back down again. By the beginning of next week, high pressure is bridging into the south. Reasonably dry, quite warm there. Still quite showery though up to the north and west and cooler as well. By day 10, we're looking a little bit unsettled with the GFS midnight run. That's 26th of July. Low pressure deepening main to the north of Scotland. And then quite an unsettled end to July, really, to the start of August with low pressure never too far away. So the last week of July turning quite unsettled there. GFS midnight run. GFS 6 then in comparison. Again, we draw up that southerly flow on Friday, bring some warmth, bring some heat into the south, just temporarily. It's pushed away as we go from Saturday into Sunday. How quickly that cold front comes across the country will determine whether it's a one-day wonder or a two-day wonder for the southeast. So, certainly Friday, I think, going to get to 30 degrees in the southeast corner. Saturday could be even hotter than that, might get to 32 degrees, the southeast corner. But again, it depends how quickly the cold front comes across the country. If it happens quite quickly, then Saturday won't be overly warm. But if it comes across slowly and doesn't get into the southeast until like Saturday night, then it could actually be quite hot, in the southeast corner on Saturday. Beyond that, we go into this cooler, fresher northwesterly flow with showery conditions in the north and, certainly feeling fresher down in the south. Through next week, high pressure ridging into the south probably brings quite a bit of dry weather there. Always a bit more unsettled and showery though further north. That's a setup at day 10. Again, it's flat, it's westerly, looking a little bit on the showery and cool side. But then high pressure starts building up from the south through the last week of July. So that brings some warmer air back into the south again with the GFS 6. Really not too bad for the last week of July of a GFS 6 scenario. Certainly more settled anyway for the south than the midnight run. We end up by the first day of August looking like we're going back to those unsettled conditions again. Low pressure out to the northwest. If you enjoyed the video, please you like, share and subscribe. Make sure to everyone for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids, get them to subscribe too. Thanks so much for doing that. We only put around 5 or 6 subscribers now to get ourselves to 18.6k. So if you could give us a sub, that would be amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. GM, again, with high pressure building up from the south at the end of the week, drawing some warmth up into the southeast corner. It's quickly pushed away, though, from Saturday into Sunday as a cold front moves across the country and turns wind back into a west-northwesterly. Next week looking rather flat and westerly, dryish in the south, a little bit unsettled up in the north. And we continue with those west-northwest winds right way through days 8, 9, 10. Rather cool, rather showery, especially so in the north, but always a little bit drier down in the south. And then the ECM rounds it all off, much of a muchness this Friday. High pressure to the south and the east, low pressure out to the northwest, bringing up those warm temperatures into the southeast corner. That's a little bit slower, pushing the cold front across the country on Saturday. Might allow for some quite hot weather to continue in the southeast corner for both Friday and Saturday. By Saturday night into Sunday, low pressure developing through the country, so perhaps hints at a bit of a thundery breakdown there actually on Saturday night. And then into next week, we go into a flat westerly again with low pressure and showery conditions, particularly into the north. High pressure trying to ridge back in from the Azores through the middle part of next week. Looking rather cool, showery though by the time we get through to day 10, which is the 26th of July with the ECM. Precipitation Forecast based on the ECM run from meteo.com. Plenty of showers in the northern half of the country through the course of this afternoon, and they fade out this evening, mostly dry overnight. And then wet weather is really into the far west and northwest, actually, as we go through the rest of the week, with the southeast looking mainly dry. By the weekend, though, yes, it does hint at a fungi breakdown taking place on Saturday night, so that could get quite interesting. Other models are much more toned down than that and just bring a cold front simply across the country. So, Saturday is to be determined both for how hot it is in the southeast corner, potentially, if the cold front doesn't come through until late on, as we see with the ECM scenario, then Saturday could see the temperature to 32 or even 33 degrees into the 90s Fahrenheit. But again, I have to emphasise how quick that cold front comes across. And if the cold front is delayed and develops an area of low pressure like the ECM is doing, then we might be game on for a fungi breakdown. So all to be resolved what happens over the weekend. Into next week, we're into that cooler, fresher westerly flow with shower conditions in the north and west. Quite a bit of dry weather though in the southeast until late on, and then there's rain even getting back down into the southeast corner. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensemble today. 4-day temp for the Icelandic Met Office gets us to the 26th of July. 28 members of the ECM Ensembles keeping it unsettled with low pressure over and to the north of the country and bring the wind in off the Atlantic. And they got 23, again with low pressure across the north and the west of Europe, looking quite unsettled with that scenario as well. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Will get us to the final day of July. Oops, my line went wonky. 31st of July, 22 members of the ECM Ensembles have high pressure out to southwest. Be a bit drier, but a bit cool. Winds in northwesterly direction. 18 keep it quite unsettled, especially for the north. High pressure to the south, low pressure to the north there, bringing a flat westerly flow. And then we've got 11 with high pressure ridging to the west and the north of the country. That's probably the most settled option. Brings the wind in, perhaps from a northeasterly or maybe an easterly direction. And that will make a big difference as to the feel of the temperature. Of course, northeasterly is probably quite cool. Easterly could be quite warm. CFS V2 finally, and then we're done. So it means a 500 millibar high tolerance breakdown to week period. So first week period will take us from the 16th, 22nd of July. High pressure to the southwest and also to the east. Low pressure out in the Atlantic. Trying to settle down, but not completely getting rid of the influence of low pressure there. However, week 2 looks nice. This is going to be the 23rd to 29th of July. Nice big ridge sitting across the west of Europe. Low pressure is pushed away towards Greenland, Iceland, with jet stream as well. That should be mostly dry and very warm if it verifies. Big if. Week 3 will be the 30th of July to the 5th of August. High pressure then ridging from Europe, from West Europe into the Atlantic. Again, should be mostly dry, probably quite warm. Could be starting to turn a bit more unsettled into the far north of Scotland. And then week 4 showed a bit of a change, actually. This was 6th through to the 12th of August. High pressure pulls out into the Atlantic. Trough of low pressure dropping in Scandinavia. That could bring the wind in from more of a northwesterly direction. That could be turning cooler and a little bit showery as well. Week 1 temperature anomalies from the 16th, 22nd of July. Slightly above average, but week 2 is warmer. This should be 23rd, 29th of July. So we're in the red colours then, 1 to 2 degrees above average. Could be quite hot. Week 3 will be the 30th of July to the 5th of August. Still looking a bit warmer than average. Perhaps things cooling back down again by week 4, 6th to 12th of July. Might be starting to go cooler again. A bit up and down with the temperatures, but certainly looks like we could be in for some warmer weather anyway as we get through into particularly the last week, 10 days or so of the month. We shall see. Time will tell. Right, we're done. If you have enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Make sure to do that. Drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe to me. Thanks so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, just tell us having on the channel tomorrow. Going to have 6 AM UK weather forecast. And of course, there'll be a 10 to 14 day as well. You enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.